Now, post office workers who have had wrongful convictions overturned after the Horizon scandal will be offered £600,000 each in compensation, the government has announced. Hundreds of branch managers were found guilty of theft and false accounting based on information from a now discredited computer system called Horizon. Some of them were sent to jail. Around £21 million has already been paid out in compensation. Our business reporter Amelia Jen has more.
I just cried. It was just awful, and I didn't know what on earth to do.
My barrister said to me, "You will go to prison if you plead not guilty to this. You'll never win against the post office."
It's been described as the most widespread miscarriage of justice in UK history. Post office workers wrongly convicted of theft after a faulty IT accounting system got the sums wrong. Between 1999 and 2015, an average of one branch manager was prosecuted each week. Will be given £600,000 a case.
We've erred on the side of generosity. We've looked at the claims that have come in so far, so we've gone above those kind of as an average. So for some people it won't be enough, of course. Time in jail, if you lost your house, if your marriage has failed, all those things, if those things have happened to you, of course, no amount of money will ever be enough, of course. But we're saying, you know, some people, 60 people have passed away waiting for compensation. So we don't want that situation. We want to get that money out the door.
Of the 700, just 86 have had their convictions overturned. Less than today's offer will see it topped up. Last year, though, that an inquiry into Horizon, the accounting software developed by the Japanese multinational food of the reputation is ruined. The time spent in prison is impossible to quantify.
And we'll be speaking with, joining me now is sub-postmistress Janet Skinner, who was falsely accused of theft and jailed for 9 months in 2007. She was cleared in 2021. Janet Skinner, what was your reaction when you heard the news about the compensation today?
Well, to be fair, I didn't actually find out about the compensation hearing until this morning, late this morning from a BBC reporter. So I don't even think they've made anybody aware of the fact that they was pulling this statement out today. But
right, so you haven't formally been told?
For people. No, nobody was. I don't think hardly anybody was informed. I think the only people who have been informed has been the media, if I'm honest.
Right, which is not a good way to treat victims of a terrible miscarriage of justice. How long do you think you're going to have to wait for this £600,000 that you're now entitled to?
Well, this £600,000 isn't going to apply to me. It'll apply to a lot of people, and there will be people that will want to close the door on this and just probably accept it. But for myself, I mean, I've gone through 17 years of fighting, and my family's gone through the same, and there is a lot of other families that have gone through the same: prison, losing your house, losing everything about who you are, not being able to identify yourself in case people recognise who you are. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a step in the right direction. They've come a long way, but it's not going to be something that I'm going to be settling for.
Right, so you'll keep fighting for a tailor-made amount of compensation that you think is appropriate for, well, a life ruined, really.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that have had their lives ruined, and I think the government needs to sit back and think, if it was a member of their family, would they be happy with a £600,000 settlement if they'd had their lives turned upside down? I mean, some people have taken their own lives and committed suicide. So do they think that £600,000 for that family member, for the family, to be able to move on with their lives is going to be substantial? I don't think so.
I mean, the government would say they decided on this set amount to just get the compensation out the door because you've all had to wait so long for any money or justice. So what do you make of that, generosity?
Generosity at all. I think generosity would have been saying to people, here's maybe start with $1 million, but I think what everybody else is forgetting is the fact that any interim payments or payments that you've been made will be deducted from the £600,000. So you're not going to get a massive amount anyway. And I mean, in today's economy, there's not really a great deal for £600,000. It's not going to last somebody a lifetime. And there is people that need that to last them the rest of their lives.
You lost your liberty, your health. So what figure do you have in your head that would compensate you for all of that?
I don't have a figure in my head, but £600,000 isn't going to be the figure. It's going to be a higher figure than that. But I mean, this is down to my forensic and my legal team to sort through. But the 600,000 isn't going to be something that I'm going to be applying for.
So you know you are going to receive compensation, amount yet to be determined. You've had your conviction overturned, but do you feel confident that those responsible for ruining your life are being held accountable, that you will get justice?
I mean, we're all putting our faith in Sir Win Williams and then the inquiry, and hoping that the inquiry will get to the root of who knew what. Because, I mean, although everybody keeps stating this is about a computer system that was wrong and a computer system that was faulty, it wasn't a computer system that decided to punish people and send people to jail. People knew that this system wasn't working correctly, and instead of being upfront and honest about this failure of this system, they decided to persecute everybody else instead. They just ruined people's lives, and there will hopefully be people held responsible.
Janet Skinner, thank you very much for joining us. Now back to Krish in London.